What is up, YouTube? My name is Trinity, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Before we get started, I have to say a big thank you to every one of my subscribers. We have finally hit 500 subscribers, which is a huge milestone, though right now I think we sit at 502 as I'm recording this, so just thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. I finally decided what I want to do for sure for the 500 subscriber special that I'm planning. It's going to take a little bit of time to set up, but I'm finally going to do the Cryptid Iceberg drinking game. It's just, since it's kind of a trivia thing for me, I don't want to also be the one like writing the questions and stuff. So I'm gonna have to get some help for that, but it is coming, I promise. Still going to be a lot of fun for you guys to watch me potentially get shit faced because there's a lot of stuff on there I have never heard of, and I'm not gonna give myself a lot of time to study. But today we are going to be talking about another missing 411 case, and this one is actually of a YouTuber. Today we are going to be talking about the disappearance of Kenny Veach and his search for the M Cave. Kenny Veach was born in 1967, and he was an avid outdoorsman. He loved exploring the desert landscapes of Nevada, where he was from, and he enjoyed sharing this love of the outdoors and the desert with all of his subscribers on his YouTube channel, Snakebit McGee, featuring all sorts of weird and wonderful sights that he would see during his hiking trips in his vlogs. He occasionally hiked with his girlfriend Sharon, but most often he enjoyed going on solo hikes. Camping with just basic supplies, no maps or compasses or GPSs, which is very dangerous, especially in a place like the desert, but he really seemed to love it. And there's probably a thrill element to it that he was just living off of the basics and he was happy doing it. I bet that camping in a desert where you're much more isolated than a potential wooded area would probably be a lot more dangerous, especially if something went wrong. I feel like you'd be less likely to come across help, and because it's a more intense environment, you'd be in a lot more danger. You wouldn't last as long as a forest where you may have more access to food and water sources. But despite these risks, nothing ever happened, or if it did, it wasn't enough to deter him from doing what he loved. In 2014, he left a comment under a video that I could not find, but the title of it was Son of an Area 51 Technician. And in this video, the person speaking was talking about experiences that his father, who was allegedly a technician at Area 51, had shared with him while drunk. Though whatever was said in the video apparently didn't impress Kenny very much, as he said, quote, "That ain't nothing. I'm a long distance hiker. One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. That is one of the strangest things that ever happened to me." This comment generated a lot of traction, with a lot of people telling him not to go back because the area that he was talking about, which is the Sheep Mountain Range, which is north of Las Vegas, is apparently very dangerous. Lots of old abandoned mine shafts that the military allegedly dumps chemical waste into, difficult terrain, and a lot of illegal drug activity, and even potentially a dumping spot for murder victims. The last one I certainly believe, because if you watched my Alyssa Turney video, it is suspected that her stepfather is the reason for her disappearance and that he murdered her and dumped her body somewhere in the Arizona desert, and to this day she has never been found. So deserts seem like a prime spot for all sorts of illegal activity because they're so isolated. On top of that, this cave was apparently located very close to Area 51. No matter what you believe is in there, whether it be top secret weapons or aliens or what have you, the US military is very protective of it. It is heavily guarded from the public. Also, from what he described, I don't know too much about the technology, but I do know that weapons that cause vibrations like that are now used by the military and just law enforcement all over the US. So theoretically, maybe this is when they were still testing it before they officially rolled it out. And Kenny experienced what it was like. It's used as a deterrent. Though, along with the concerned comments that warned him not to go back, there were, of course, comments that called bullshit. Everyone on the internet has an opinion, and not all of them are the nicest. Though, unfortunately, these are the comments that Kenny focused most on, and he made it a mission of his to prove that he had found this cave and document it to show the naysayers. He set out for his first expedition to find the M Cave in October, though unfortunately he did not find it. He did mention, though, that during his trip he saw a huge black ram that watched him from a ridge throughout his entire trip, which is pretty creepy, as if you are a superstitious person or just know of superstitions, black goats and rams are generally associated with bad omens, witchcraft, or even the devil. While I don't personally subscribe to this idea, I can understand that it probably gave him a pretty eerie feeling if he was aware of any of that. He uploaded this video on October 18th under the name M Cave Hike, receiving more warnings from commenters. He uploaded the footage from this trip on October 18th under the name M Cave Hike, receiving more warnings from viewers to stop looking for the cave. However, he was still determined because less than a month later, he set out on his next expedition to find the M Cave. He let Sharon know that he was going on the trip, but he did not tell her the exact location he was going. And he set out with his truck, his cell phone, supplies, and this time a gun. And that was the last time he was seen. After several days without return, Sharon eventually called him in as a missing person, and Nevada Search and Rescue could find no trace of him except for his cell phone, which was found on November 22nd, outside of an abandoned mine shaft. Now, on his last video, the M Cave Hike, Sharon eventually left a very long comment explaining to his viewers that she believed he went out into the desert, a place that brought him a lot of joy, and ended his own life because of financial and mental health struggles that he had been facing behind the scenes. She mentioned that on this trip, he did not bring his camera, so she didn't think he really went out there to document the cave if he had found it. And that is the case of Kenny Veach, the YouTuber that went missing searching for a cave near Area 51. Kenny has now been missing for a little under 11 years, and I think most people presume that he has passed. I think his girlfriend, who probably knew him better than anyone, understood that he was struggling and that he probably did end his own life out there. If that's the case, I hope he found peace. Normally, I would say this is a pretty open and shut case. The only thing that makes it a mysterious case, a case that falls under Missing 411, is that he was looking for this mysterious cave that he had set out to find again in an area that is very dangerous and also near an area that's very heavily restricted. So while I think what Sharon said is the most likely explanation, I want to know what you think. If you have different theories or opinions as to what ultimately became of him, let me know down in the comments below, because I want to know what other people think. And also let me know which mysterious Missing 411 case you'd like me to cover next. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you are subscribed, please hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload. You'll especially want that bell rung so you know when I upload my 500 subscriber special. And if you have any spooky people in your life, consider sending them this video if they're interested in true crime or the supernatural or whatever else, and you think they may enjoy my content. While we just hit a milestone, I want to keep growing and progressing with this channel and getting out great content to you guys. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.